The chair recognizes the Honorable Todd Hunter of Nueces County to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Madam Secretary and members. These are your cliff notes. So these are your procedures. The motion provides for a nominating speech not to exceed 5 minutes. It requires a nomination to be seconded by at least one member. It allows up to 3 seconding speeches not to exceed 4 minutes. Requires votes to be record votes and entered in the journal. Requires using the voting machine for 3 or fewer nominees, and requires a roll call vote if there are more than 3 nominees. If more than one candidate is nominated, the Secretary of State will draw lots to determine the order of speeches and the color of light on the voting machine for each candidate. To be elected Speaker, a candidate must receive 76 or more of the votes cast. The resolution provides for a runoff if no nominee receives 76 or more votes on the first ballot. Additional rounds of runoff voting will be conducted until a nominee receives 76 votes or more of the votes cast. Representative Vasut and I move adoption.
Ms. Thompson, for what purpose?
Madam Secretary, does the gentleman yield for a question?
Does the gentleman yield? Yes, ma'am, he does.
May I ask questions, please?
Yes, ma'am, you may.
Representative Hunter, I think that I'm hearing you saying that if a person does not receive the 76 votes, we go to a runoff. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And will those runoffs be in infinity until we finally get somebody? It may be 10, 15, 20, 30 runoffs.
Let's hope not,
But it could be possible.
it could be, but there are enough procedural rules that Representative Vasut and I have checked that you could request of the Secretary and the parliamentarians to take a look at that point in time if it went too many times.
So if we went past 2 or 3 times and there was no person who had reached 76, then would it be in order for a person to make that request at that time?
It would be in order to make the request, but you would need to do it of the Secretary and the parliamentarians.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Dutton, for what purpose?
Question of the author.
Yes.
Yes, he yields for
Thank
questions.
you. Thank you. Do the persons who are nominated, do members get to ask them questions from the back mic?
The answer is no.
So whoever is nominated can make a speech, but the members don't get to ask questions. Is that right?
That's how the rule's drafted.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
We move again for adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of House Resolution 1. This is a record vote by the Constitution. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. The clerk will ring the bell. Show Mr. Hunter voting aye. Show Mr. Vasut voting aye.